Very quick update on gold, silver, and bonds. Okay, let me go straight to it. Right, this is a chart of gold, and this is spot gold, not the futures market. Now, this was back in March when the market began to sell off as a result of the coronavirus. Everybody's aware of that. Gold did not really sell off that bad compared to some other assets. So that's how far down gold went. It went all the way down to 1471, and the price bottomed at on this candle. That's on the 20th of March. I believe the stock market, that's the SPX, bottomed on the 23rd of March. So gold recovered before the stock market recovered. So we had this three this is the daily chart. So we had these 3 days of huge momentum to the upside. Look at the size of those candles. Boom, boom, boom. And then there was a pause, slight pullback, and back up to this price here. That's 1662. And then another small pullback. That small pullback was the start of this pattern I have right here. This is an ascending triangle. Okay, so this triangle has one horizontal trend line at the top and an upward sloping trend line at the bottom. So price made the first touch here and then rallied, got rejected at the top, pulled back, bounced off the bottom trend line, went back up, didn't really make a touch, came back down, one touch, almost made another touch, and all the way back. Price actually broke out briefly out of the triangle, but it got rejected. And that's what you see in this red candle here. You can see the long wick of that candle. Made another touch, tried again, was rejected again. Look at that rejection on that day, 21st of May. And then pulled back all the way down. So this was yesterday. And I was watching this candle live, and I actually thought gold was going to break out to the downside because there was um, this rally in stocks. No, gold and stocks should not rally together, ideally. But bulls came in and supported price, and we still managed to finish within the pattern inside that ascending triangle. And today, it looks like price might be resuming that rally back to the top of the triangle. Now, this is important because as gold has formed into this bullish ascending triangle, silver, which is actually outperforming gold right now. I'm going to pull up a chart of silver, XAGUSD. Silver as well is consolidating into a bull flag. Okay, so what you see right there is the flag, and I will draw the pole of the flag. There you go. So that's the pole, that's the flag. So this is a consolidation of price. This area right here, price is taking a pause, and eventually it will have to break out either down or up. Usually, this pattern breaks out to the upside. So look at that sell-off I was talking about. So when gold sold off, silver also sold off. But look at the amount of downside in silver. Down to 11.9. And then it bottomed on the 18th of March. Actually recovered before gold. And we had that recovery. I was actually in this trade here. because that recovery ended up in the bull flag. This is the flag. Yeah, that's the flag. So I was in this trade. I got in somewhere around here and we broke out to the upside. I took my profits somewhere there. And then we had another several weeks of consolidation over there. So if you look at this carefully, you'll notice that is a channel. Yeah, it's a horizontal channel. So price got rejected at the top of this channel, pulled back, bounced. That's a partial rise. It tried to rise to the top but couldn't get there, and then pulled back again, and it made several touches. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Eventually it bounced, consolidated, and broke out. Now that breakout led to a very brief rally, which formed the pole of this flag. And now we have consolidated. And it looks like this is today's candle. This is live, by the way. We're 0.45% up. So silver needs to close above this trend line here. That's the top one, in order to have a confirmed breakout. Now, if you're an aggressive trader, you can go long once you have breakouts. That's once this candle closes. That's around 10 p.m. tonight. Yes, 10 p.m. tonight. This candle will close. And then the next day's candle from 11 p.m. tonight will open or should open and close above the close of this candle. That is the confirmation to go long for conservative traders. But it's not really the engine of the trade I'm focused on right now. There is a correlation between silver and gold. So gold has formed an ascending triangle, which is bullish and should break out sometime around, well, I can't really give a date, but sometime next week. Silver has also formed a bullish pattern. That's the bull flag, which is very likely going to break out maybe today or tomorrow. Now, there is a correlation between silver and gold. This is the silver chart. I'm going to pull up the correlation coefficient and I'll put in gold, XAUUSD. So this red shaded region shows you the correlation between silver and gold. At the moment, that correlation is 0.75, but it's typically around 0.9, 0.95, sometimes 0.97. So if I zoom out to give a more long-term view of that relationship, it's very clear that the average correlation is about 0.95. Once in a while, you get some breakdown in the correlation, and those breakdowns are shown by these dips here, this negative correlations here. This was negative 0.5, that's negative 0.12. So once in a while, the correlation breaks down, but it doesn't last long. That's why those periods are so narrow. So the correlation is so strong. Once you, I'm going to take this away because I don't need it anymore. Okay, you're gone. Yes, back to the charts. So recently, silver has been outperforming gold. This week, silver, was it this week? Yeah, I think it was on this day here where you have this candle. Silver did so well and gold barely moved. Barely moved. That's because silver is currently outperforming gold. The best way to look at that is to pull up the gold silver ratio. Gold, silver. Yeah, that's it. Right. So this is a ratio of the price of gold to silver. What this is basically saying is whenever this chart is in an uptrend, gold is outperforming silver. And whenever the chart is in a downtrend, silver is outperforming gold. So gold's outperformance of silver ended on this day, 19th of March, and then silver began to outperform gold. And then there was a brief period of gold outperformance again, and then silver took over on the 5th of May, and it's been outperforming gold ever since. So this is this gives a little bit of insight into which of the two assets to trade, or which one a trader should have more positions in. Usually, if you want to go long, you go long in the strongest asset. Right now, silver is the strongest asset because it is outperforming gold. If it was a short trade, you go short in the weakest asset. So silver outperforms gold at the moment. So I expect silver. I'll go back to my silver chart. I am expecting silver to break out before gold. And it's even clear from the charts. Silver is about to break out between today and tomorrow. Gold is still trying to make its way. XAU, where's gold? Gold is just bouncing off the bottom trend line of the ascending triangle. So by the time it gets to the top and breaks out, silver should be on its the rally in silver should have begun. Now, gold, silver, there's also one other asset that is slightly correlated to these two, and that's US 30-year bond price, treasury bonds. That's TLT. Here's a chart of TLT. So when the stock market was crashing, bonds was bonds were the TLT was breaking out to the upside. Look at that strong rally, and then it sold off, bounced. I think the 200-day moving average was somewhere here. Can't remember. There was a support here, so TLT bounced off that support, and then it rallied and had that slight pullback here. So this candle marks the start of the formation of the falling wedge. So this two lines, or these two trend lines, represent a falling wedge. The falling wedge is another bullish pattern. So there was a pullback here, price bounced, pulled back again, made some touches on that line, bounced to the top, got rejected. That's actually a red candle. I am using the hollow candle so it looks like a green candle, but it's actually a red candle. So this is the open and that's the close. Close is lower than the open. That makes it a red candle. The price retraced back down to this bottom trend line, made two touches, bounced off, got rejected, bounced again. That's a partial rise. And we might get a bounce here. We might not. If silver begins to rally, gold should follow. TLT should also follow. So that's what's important here. You have Three assets that are considered to be safe havens. You have the stock market, that's the US stock market I'm referring to, currently losing momentum, showing signs of exhaustion. It looks like one of these three safe haven assets is going to break out. And that's being very conservative. It's very likely all three will break out. They have all formed bullish patterns. One is about to break out. Another one is gold is about to follow. That silver is the one about to break out. Gold looks like it's making its way to the top of the triangle. TLT. Now, let's see how today and tomorrow will go. TLT could begin to make its way to the top of this wedge and then possibly break out. So, when you're going long, you go long in the strongest asset. And right now, silver looks like the strongest asset. But there's nothing stopping me or anyone from having positions in silver, gold, and of course, TLT.